All right, here we go.
New Phineas and Ferb is here.
We're back, baby.
For 104 more days
I know what we're gonna do today.
of summer vacation.
I am ready for summer shenanigans.
Let's do it. Oh, yeah.
All right! We're gonna bust Phineas and Ferb once and for all!
Are we gonna do this again?
New inventions, shenanigans, innators, adventures, and songs.
Brand new summer vacation.
New Phineas and Ferb starts June 5th on Disney Channel and next day on Disney Plus on DisneyPlus.Disney.com.
Hello, welcome back all my beautiful friends from all across the vast reaches of the internet. I hope each and every single one of you is doing absolutely spectacular on this fine Tuesday morning, or whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast episode, whether that be morning, evening, or into the night. Welcome to the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Now remember, if you're listening to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. I know I say this at the beginning of every episode, but please go ahead and do that. It helps out the show so immensely much. Remember, you can actually respond and reply and comment on this week's episode, and I'll read those responses out loud on the next week's following episode. But all you gotta do, it's one simple thing, maybe even two simple things, is you just gotta, if you're listening in Spotify, all you gotta do, it's so easy, it's a breeze, you might as well just do it anyways. It's so simple. You can go to the description of the episode, and if you just scroll down, there's a comment section there for you to go and reply, and I'll read those responses out loud in the next week's following episode. You can comment whatever you feel. Comment whatever comes to your heart. Speak your truth from the very innermost depths of your heart, and I will read that comment on the podcast. Or you can, if you're feeling a little dangerous, or maybe if you're just feeling a little exotic, you can take a gander, a little trip, a little frolic on over to our subreddit, r/Reddit Asks Us, and you can. There's a new mega thread posted every week, and you can comment under that mega thread if you want to get your comment out loud on the next week's episode, or you can make a post, and I will hopefully or probably talk about it. Sometimes people, I think, invade the subreddit who do not belong there, and there's just random ass posting. It's like, yo, does anyone else's feet stank? It's like, this isn't Askreddit, this is Reddit Asks Us. Wrong thing. But yeah, I can smell those dogs through the phone, and you got me SpongeBob like dying over here with the green little smelly waves of, in SpongeBob how they have the visualization of the green stench, and then it cuts to some like super detailed photo of SpongeBob and his eyes are all freaking bloodshot, and his nostrils are just cracked and flaring. That's kind of the visualization I'm trying to give you of what happens when someone posts their dogs in the subreddit. So, with that said, this is an ad-supported show, so we'll take an ad break after we're done reading the responses, and then another short break after that, about 20 or 30 minutes into the show after that. So, without further ado, I think we can read out the last week's comments if I have already gone through all this week's stuff. So, first one comes... so last week's episode, I guess I should mention... Or wait, yeah. And then we also do a Would You Rather every single week, too. Excuse me. Whew. Sorry, guys, I just did a bunch of coke. No, I'm just kidding. Relax. This is a show for some miners. Listen to this show, okay? They work deep down inside the coal mines, and they can't be listening to that type of content, everybody. We know miners are very sensitive, very impressionable people, okay? We can't have the infectiousness of my dark and at times dry humor infecting our hardworking, back-breaking miners. Okay? These people go to work every day to get us the precious minerals and rocks that we need to keep our society functioning. And we cannot have them listening to the show being distracted on the job. After the job, miners, you're welcome. First one comes from the Green Show. So I guess, yeah, last week's episode was, what's your if you go low, I'll go lower moment? The Green Changeling says, fun fact for the Would You Rather. So I guess maybe I should read out the Would You Rather. So the Would You Rather was, would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or talk to one animal species? Very careful thoughts here. Fun fact for the Would You Rather. Humans are also considered animals, so if you could choose to understand every human as opposed to every language, bro, there's no loopholes, man. There's no loopholes. We're talking about non-human animals. Loophole time. Yes, Luke, this one has a loophole. Certain, if not all, creatures have their own language. Thus, choosing to understand every language in the world should let you communicate with more than just humans. Heck, if aliens were real, they happen to visit us, they would bring in a new language to the world for you to understand. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. You're barred from responding to the would you rathers, bro. You can't. There's no loopholes. No loopholes. I'm very curious to see if you can find a loophole for this one coming up, because this one this week I feel like is kind of directed at your ability to open loopholes here, because it is. I was just blown away. You guys will hear it in a few minutes if you haven't already seen the would you rather in the description of the episode and responded. By the way, looking at you, minors. This one's about you guys. But this one I just thought was so ridiculous. I was like, I have to read this one. Next comment comes from the last liver. Language because I can understand anything that anyone is saying. Very good point. I feel like that's kind of self, that's kind of self-evident, is it not? I would choose to understand every language because then I could understand every language. Yeah, I think you hit the nail kind of right on the head there. Also, I know a lot of people who, not to make fun of you, I'm not trying to make fun of you, I just think that was really funny the way you phrased that. Also, I know a lot of people who don't speak English as their first language, and being able to talk to them in their native tongue / language would be cool. Plus, I wouldn't have to take a language class in my high school. This is super fair. I work with, I wouldn't say a lot. I work with a small amount of people from India, and they're always, whenever we're at work and they're working together or something, we speak either Hindi or Punjabi. And I always think how funny it would be if just one day I just busted out Punjabi at work. Like, it was like, yeah, guys, I could understand what you're saying this whole time. So, yeah, I understand you're talking shit. No, I'm just kidding. My Indian coworkers, we don't talk shit about me, okay? No one talks shit about me. We're talking shit about everybody else, but no one's talking shit about me. No one's talking shit about me, okay, guys? Especially not my Indian coworkers. That's actually probably true, because I'm really good friends with all my Indian coworkers. But yeah, it'd be so awesome, I just think, to just bust that out. I feel like it's always such a mind fuck when you see people online, like, speaking a language you don't expect them to speak. Like, when a white person or a black person just busts out Mandarin Chinese, it's like, yeah, little did you know, I lived in Beijing for like 5 years, so ni hao. Like, I don't know, it's so interesting to me, like, when you see like an old Asian woman and she's got a British accent, that one is always like, whoa, where, because, you associate languages with culture and with how people look, right? It's super easy to just categorize how somebody looks based on, how you've been generally conditioned for them to look and sound, right? And that's not inaccurate either in terms of just making those prejudices. Yeah, prejudices. I'm racist. No, I'm just kidding. Those prejudgments about people, because it's like, generally, like, if a lot of people see white people as English speaking because the United States has so much media, right? So a lot of people, if they see a white person, they almost assume they speak English, but that's not true. There's a lot of people in French Canada and French Canadians who don't speak any English at all. There's a lot of, white Spanish-speaking people, Italian-speaking people. I mean, a lot of the countries in Europe, a lot of those people don't speak English, a lot of them don't speak very good English. And it works the same way around. Like, yeah, when you see this black guy on TikTok who's speaking Chinese to people, it's crazy some of the stuff they say to these people. Like, if white people were saying any of the things that were being said to this black guy, we would be crucified, okay? There was this one lady, and she asked the black guy if he had been burnt in something. She had never seen a black person before. And it was like, I don't want to rein in on your misunderstandings or not understandings completely, or understandable ignorance about these people. But if you were to say that in like any other context, you would be publicly canceled, and for good reason. All right, we're talking about a good cancellation. All right, if someone in the House of Commons or in Congress said that, we may bring some rioting back to the streets here, folks. That might cause some civil unrest, if you will. Anyways, I don't even know what got me onto this tangent, but I guess it's always just interesting when you see people who have crazy accents, who don't expect to have crazy accents. But I always think it'd be super awesome to just be like busting out Mandarin Chinese or Japanese or something, or some like, I don't even know. I don't really know, like Yoruba or something. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. All right, next one comes from Phil Savannah. A friend of mine kept getting his Gatorade stolen, and he put up a sign that said, "Please do not steal my drinks," but then they kept getting stolen. So one day, he crushed up 30 laxative pills in the drink, and he hid the bathroom key at work. Oh no. Hiding the bathroom key is devious work, okay? You could put the laxatives in the drinks, but you're gonna make him shit his pants? Like, not only are you gonna make him lose control of all bowel movement and function, but you're gonna make him poop in his pants. Like, you're adding on to it. This is just assured destruction. Okay, not only you're going in for the double kill on this one. I couldn't imagine the panic I would be in if I had to unleash a bowel movement like immediately and intensely, and the bathroom was locked, and I'm just shaking it. I honestly may kick the door down. I may unleash human strength that has never been seen before. Okay, I saw this video of a guy like lifting a helicopter to save his buddy who got crushed by a helicopter, and that's the type of strength I'm pulling out here. I'm talking Superman level strength that I am unleashing from the depths of my human form. All right, I'm going to transcend human limitations, human bodily limitations, okay, to get that door down. He called me crying laughing because the guy apparently shit himself. Apparently? What do you mean apparently? Guaranteed. Okay, he had to go home early? Yeah, with a pants full of poop. Come on, bro. That's crazy. What do you mean apparently? That's obviously. Okay, that's not some like, he locked the bathroom door and fed him all a bunch of lactose and just like randomly shit himself. What do you mean, bro? It was guaranteed. That was the one thing he was trying to make happen. Okay, the two things on the list. Last one comes, or on Reddit or on Spotify, comes from Ghost. Was Luke? No answer for today's episode, but a fun fact: a right hook to the lower jaw in a fight is a quick way to knock somebody out. I got into a fight, and since I don't have any friends here, I'm gonna share with you I went to the gym, found a punching bag, hit the punching bag, and kicked them. Big Mexican guy, I'm talking 6'2", 340 pounds of pure muscle, comes to me when I'm doing my thing. And keep in mind, I'm 6'5", but like 180 pounds. So, big difference. He's talking shit, and talking shit, he swings, it hit. Wow, okay, this is very difficult to read. So, big difference. He talks shit. I talk shit. He swings. It hits. I'm mad. I swing. He out. So, yeah, okay. You need some commas in there, my brother. This is difficult to read. This is a very, very difficult sentence to decipher while I'm reading this on Spotify. But it looks like you knocked him out. I mean, as long as he's talking shit. That's if you just knocked him out just for no reason, just be like, hey man, I actually really wanted to help you with your form. I think if you have to hold your hands a little bit higher, a little bit closer to your face. Dude, fuck you. Boom, just absolutely clocks this guy. Yeah, that'll fucking show you, dude. You're trying to give me fucking tips, bro? Me? Tips? Me? This shit's not gonna happen, bro. I hope you know that. Dude, if you try to give me form tips on anything at all, bro, like I'm doing squats, I'm doing deadlifts, my back is as round as a freaking bouncy ball, okay? We're going round as a basketball type shit. It's going to bounce off of the ground if I tip over. And you come over and be like, hey, you're going to damage your spine for life, and you could actually end up with a lot of chronic issues because of that and potentially lose your ability to walk. I am clocking you in the jawbone, my brother, okay? You are getting so slept, okay? It is going to be like you just worked a 24-hour shift in the coal mines, my brother. That's how fast you're going to sleep, all right? Okay, we're not gonna harp on knocking somebody out for too long. All right, what am I doing for time here? Okay, I'm gonna read off one more from the subreddit, and then we're gonna get into this week's episode. So the comment from the subreddit comes from the Dopic. Hey Luke, hope you had a great week. Yeah, I've been having a fantastic time in my life as of recently. Been very busy, very busy. I started up my own business, okay, where I'm trying to utilize my audio-visual skills, and it's been going very well, but it is a lot of work. So I have been quite exhausted in doing my job, and I'm studying for the law school entrance exam. It's a big summer for me. Hope you had a great week. Yeah, I think it'd be better to spark every language by just busting out. Why am I so concerned with busting out languages? Okay, I'm talking about this like it's like sexual. It's like, wait till I bust out Mandarin Chinese all over your frickin' face. God. Oh, I hope my mom is not listening to this, or never does, or my grandparents, or anyone. It's just a joke, everyone. It's just a joke. I think that it'd be better to speak every language rather than to speak one animal to one animal. I don't think I need to elaborate. No diss, but your would you rathers have been getting stale and boring. Okay, well this week is going to be a little bit less stale and boring. I have to kind of up with challenging. I don't come up with these, okay? These are coming from the subreddit. Sometimes I have to scroll for an infinite amount of time. Okay, these are coming from Reddit. I don't make them up. We're just browsing. Would you have to pay for everything in pennies or have to use a pogo stick as your only method of transportation? Okay, bro, I see you put some rules here. I can't read all this because it's going on time, but if you want to read it, go to the subreddit. Bro, I'm not going to also search for like 20 minutes to find a would you rather. We're going to keep them, we got to keep them engaging, all right? For people who are tuning in to the show, maybe first timers, except for this week. Good luck. For the question, I can't think of anything that relates, but because all my thinking and power went to the would you rather. Have a good week, Luke. Well, thank you very much, the topic. We're going to read off this week's would you rather because this week's would you rather is interesting. Would you rather serve 15 years in a medium security prison or 2 years hard labor in a poorly ran lithium mine? Okay? All right, let's see if you can try to find a friggin' loophole around that one. It's pretty frickin' straightforward. Would you rather serve 15 years in a medium security prison? You have to serve 15 years in a medium security prison. Or you have to do 2 years of hard labor in a poorly ran lithium mine. Face value. Take those for what it is and decide what you want to do with your life, okay? It all comes down to this. You thought your life meant something, has meaning? No. You're either going to prison or going to the lithium mines. Sorry, it's all come to this. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to hop into today's episode, everybody.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength, Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
Welcome back. Thank you all so much for tuning into this week's episode. Oh yeah, I forgot to read out the results from last week's Would You Rather. The results were an 80-20 every language, so people were overwhelmingly choosing every language. I would probably do that one too. I'm allergic to animals, and I also don't really think animals have very, very interesting things to say. Okay, I don't really think we're gonna crack the Da Vinci Code by letting you be able to talk to your schnauzer. All right, I don't think that. I really don't think we're going to come up on a lot of new information by being able to talk to animals, like real interesting stuff. And I don't think it's going to crack the code to the universe, if you will. But anyways, we're gonna hop into today's episode. So today's episode is, I know some of y'all probably haven't been to Vegas. Probably a lot of y'all haven't been to Vegas, but you know what? Whatever. Folks who did something in Vegas that did not stay in Vegas. What happened? We're doing this one for the stories because this is awesome and this is really funny. But also, if just like, in case, to adapt this question to yourself, folks who did something that didn't stay where that thing was supposed to be, or folks who were trying to keep a secret and the secret came out, what happened? We're basically just going to keep it at that. But, I've been to Las Vegas. Everybody I feel like if you listen to this podcast long enough, people kind of know my opinion about Las Vegas. I don't really like Las Vegas. I'm not a huge Las Vegas guy. I really don't see a point in going. It's just, I've said this before, but it was so funny when I pulled up to Vegas for the first time, because I was like, I've seen The Hangover, I was kind of I kind of expected the gimmickiness of it all. But one thing I was not prepared for, and one thing the movies just don't ever really get into at all, is the smell, dude. Vegas smells terrible. I don't want to be in a building in a casino for longer than 10 minutes. They all smell like cigarettes. It reeks. It smells like it's the freaking 90s in there, bro. I'm literally watching people slowly chain smoke cigarettes as they're playing slot, and I think to myself, wow, is this low? Does it get lower than this? Can you put yourself in a worse position in life? Not only are you giving yourself cancer, but I feel like using slot machines day in, day out while chain smoking cigarettes is gotta be worse than brain rotting on Instagram Reels or TikTok. It has to be, okay? If I'm choosing, say there's a giant concerted effort by a foreign government to destroy the population of an opposing country. They got two methods, and one of them is guaranteed to happen. It's either they're gonna get everyone hooked on slot machines, chain smoking cigarettes, or everyone hooked on Instagram Reels and TikTok. I think I'm choosing Instagram Reels and TikTok every time, okay? I've learned how to cook a steak in the woods. No, just kidding. I already kind of knew how to do that. But, because, I grew up camping. I grew up camping a little bit here, folks. But, I get to learn how, I don't know, tires are made, whether that information's ever going to be useful for me, on TikTok or on Instagram or on YouTube. But I learned slot machine is just purely just wasting your existence. It is I feel like it is the epitome of of a person being like, my life doesn't mean anything. That sounds so bad. But think about it. What would cause you to be there day in, day out, smoking cigarettes in front of a slot machine? You truly must believe that it's this is a waste anyways. I'm just going to throw this life by the wayside. It's already gone. I'm just going to spend it doing this the most just meaningless, pointless shit I could possibly be doing. Oh my God. I think scrolling on Instagram has more reason to, actually have, to be doing something, has more of a point to it than playing slots. But yeah, don't really have too much of a desire to go back to Las Vegas. Also, I should say this before we begin reading stories. I'm already 22 minutes in the episode, just sorry everybody. I don't condone gambling. I don't endorse gambling. If you are going to gamble, please do it in a smart and responsible way. I really am not a huge fan of gambling and all the things that come with gambling, but you know what? It's fun stories come with this. So first one comes from Publius, and if I make jokes about it, we're making jokes, okay? I don't endorse gambling. Publius Rexius says, was in the Venetian playing roulette with my wife, and in walks this crowd of drunk early 20s frat guys. I quickly picked up that it was one of the guys... Oh, sorry, geez, I need to restart. I just got a text. Sorry, folks, I was distracted. I quickly picked up that it was one of the guys, said it was his 23rd birthday. I'm 23. Wow, maybe I should gamble all my money away. And he was down to his last $100. Bro. He put it on black. It hits. Now he gets $200. And he wants to walk away, but his friends are egging him on, so he lets it ride. This sounds like gambling. This sounds like classic gambling. This sounds exactly like what the casinos want you to do. I don't think any casino manager is going to come up to you and be like, you're probably good, bro. You're probably fine. That's... No, obviously they know that. So he puts it, he does it again, he hits again. Now he has $400. The table is growing loud. He hits it again, $800. At this point, stuff is getting exciting. He puts the $800 on red and it hits again, $1,600. Now it's really getting loud and the other frat guys are like, just let it ride, dude. This guy puts $1,600 on number 23. And I think that it was higher. I think that was higher than the table max because the pit boss came over to approve it and obviously did. I covered my face with my hands. I knew what it would feel like to lose a free $1,600 as a 23-year-old and was picturing the devastation. The wheel spins, 23. It was a $56,000 payout, if I remember correctly. And let me tell you, that table was freaking pandemonium. They did leave after that, and I presume had a fun night. $56,000 is crazy. But it's also like, I mean, that is pure. I wouldn't even doubt if that was just purely staged by the casino. Casinos do shit like that. It's like, yeah, this freaking 23-year-old guy literally just won $50,000 on roulette. Come on, bro. Roulette? There's gotta be magnets in it or something, bro. That's insane to hit that many times on roulette. It's like the most 50-50 game. Or doesn't it have like some of the worst odds possible in a gambling game? But bro, it's like, you know what, guys? Like I really doubt that the kid after that was like, you know what, guys? We've had fun and all, but I think it's time that we be responsible and don't gamble our money anymore. No, dude, that kid was like, okay, let's spend 20 grand getting the most screwed up we've ever been in our lives and gamble the rest away. I really like, I honestly think the second word after shots, after they won $56,000, was slots. Okay? I truly believe that someone was like, dude, you just won $56,000. Like, that is amazing, bro. You know, I know you are thinking about putting that towards education, maybe paying off some of your student loan debt, but I heard blackjack was kind of hitting today. I heard the blackjack table was on frickin' fire, dude. I saw somebody leave the blackjack table really stoked. They looked like they were really happy. I think the cards are kind of pulling our way today. That's the funniest thing about gambling and there's this guy, you guys have to follow him strictly just because of the comedy. There's this guy on Instagram named Vegas Matt, and he just posts videos of him just losing tens of thousands of dollars gambling in Vegas. And I literally commented on one of his posts, and I was like, nobody motivates me to gamble less than you, Vegas Matt. Because it's like, there's no strategy. Like, there's little strategy to blackjack. There's a little strategy, but it's based completely on just, like, what may come up in the cards. Like, it's just, you're just hoping that there's, like, a good hand. And it's just so funny how casual and nonchalant he is about losing, like, $15,000. He'll just be like, okay, and we need an ace to get this one to play for us. It's not looking good, everybody. And then it's just, like, not an ace. It's just not even close. It'd be the worst card you could possibly imagine. He goes, guys, well, looks like we're down about $10,000, which puts us in the hole about $26,000 from our original $100,000 goal. So, I got this game, everybody, we're going to play. It's called Get Even or Get Even Worse. It's like, bro, why is that the name of the game? It's Get Even. That doesn't even, so it's not even making money. You're talking about just getting back to zero. So your goal is to either get back to zero or to lose even everything that you've had and more. I really don't see how this game is beneficial or fun for, like, anybody involved. Like, oh my god. Please check out Vegas Matt if you don't ever want to gamble. Or if you're thinking about gambling and it's gonna teach you right away that you shouldn't gamble. It's gonna turn you off from it pretty quick. It's like watching an alcoholic. Like, it's like, okay, I'm never drinking anymore. So the next one comes from Living Bath 4500. Bachelorette party a week before the wedding, and I and a couple other friends said it was a bad idea. We knew that if you're like, okay, if me and my buddies, we're saying, oh, let's go to Vegas, no one's saying this is a bad idea. Okay, we're all just gonna be like, okay. Or some of the people in the friend group might be like, yeah, this isn't me sick. If I'm saying about my friends, like about the Bachelorette or the Bachelor or whatever, if I'm saying about them, yeah, this is a bad idea, odds are the wedding's not probably going to work out. Marriage probably is not going to work out, all right? If you've got a vacation planned to a place like Vegas or just whatever, and the first thing out of your friends' mouths is, this is a bad idea, marriage probably is not going to last very long. I don't really think that's a great foundation for a strong marriage. We knew the bride and knew nothing good could come of it from a Vegas trip. She was going to go to Vegas at some point, bro. She really wanted it. Red flag right there. Sure enough, a video was sent to her fiancé of her making out with a random couple at the club we were in. And apparently that's not all. She said that the couple had recorded their threesome. Bro. Sucks too because her fiance her fiance was a really sweet guy. She wasn't even drunk either, bro. This girl just wanted to cheat on her husband, bro, or on her fiance. This is like she didn't have to go to Vegas for that. Okay, she could have just cheated on them. Like why did you need to go to Vegas? You didn't gamble or drink or do anything. You just found the first like swinger attractive couple you could find, and we're just like, fuck it, like. Yeah, I can already tell this marriage is going nowhere. Like, what's the, why you couldn't have just done this in your hometown? Like, why did you have to go through it seems like you went through a lot of effort to do this. You went through the whole effort of getting a fiance, a literal fiance, just so that you could cheat on them. Like this is couldn't you just do this as a single person? Why do you need a fiance? It's like, yeah, I'm not really into it unless I'm in a committed relationship and I'm kind of destroying somebody else's self-worth. Like, what? This is sociopathic behavior, man. This is like crazy. Like only insane people would do something like this. It's like, yeah, I can only have threesomes when I'm married. I know it's kind of a tough trade-off. You know, but you know what? It's just the threesomes just don't really hit the same unless I'm in a very committed and it has to seem like it's a very strong foundational relationship. But it's really not because the whole time I'm planning on cheating on them, yes. With two other people, not just one, but two other people. And also recording it too. Like, we need the tape to come out. Like it's like the video must be disseminated amongst all the people that we know, or else how is everyone gonna know that it happened? Like, I want that shit on the books, okay? I need receipts. Okay, if I'm gonna cheat on my fiance and do it with two other people, I need everybody else to know that. Like, not only did you do it, but you intently and purposely wanted people to find out. It's like, oh my God, did you hear that Jill cheated on her fiance? What the heck? It's like, yeah, dude, like, she literally sent the video to everybody. She sent it in a massive Facebook group chat, okay? She literally she posted it on Instagram. She made an OnlyFans just to do that, just to let everybody know, and sent everyone the link, okay? The link, as soon as you open it, the way to subscribe to her OnlyFans is RSVPing to the wedding. In order for you to see me cheating on my future husband, let us know if you're gonna come. Let us know, chicken or fish, at the wedding, by the way. Next one comes from Championship Stock 870. Buddy of mine, I wasn't there, had his bachelor party in Vegas and had sex with a stripper. Then he had sex with another stripper the next night. One of the guys who went on the trip was his fiance's brother. Bro, what the hell? What the fuck are you doing, dog? Like, I'm not saying you should have done any of this. This is a terrible thing to do, but this is like murdering someone in front of the cops. That's like you having a beer, or that's like you getting hammered at the bar with a bunch of police officers and then being like, guess I'm going to drive home. By the way, who has my keys? Yeah, you guys should do you guys want to ride home? It's like offering the cops a ride home after you just got hammered with them. Bro, you're snitching to the cops. Bro, you're ratting yourself out. Dog. This is like, what did you expect the brother's reaction to be like? Like, you think he was going to be like, dude, that was so sick how you cheated on my sister, bro? That was dope, bro. That was what happens in Vegas. Like, do you expect him to be like your boy? Like, okay, let's keep reading. So when they got back home, the brother says, I hope you had fun, but I have to tell my sister. It was a whole thing, but the dude ended up not saying anything, so the brother told his sister what happened. She married him anyways, and he ended up repeatedly cheated on her eventually, and they got divorced. Wow, who could have seen that fucking massive bullet train coming? Dude, that is insane, bro. That is just the wildest thing. I can't believe the brother waited until the trip was over. Like you just wanted him to have his fun? Like, I don't understand what your skin in the game was. It's like, I know you cheated on my sister, but you look like you're having a good time. We'll let you ride this one out. Like, what? If I ever saw my sister being cheated on, shout out to you, Nathan. I don't think you're going to cheat on my sister, but if you do, I'm not going to just wait until the next time I see her when it's convenient. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not even going to see her until the wedding. By the way, on your wedding day, by the way, I totally missed my brain. I can't believe I forgot about this, but your boyfriend actually cheated on you. Yeah, back when we were in Vegas. I can't believe that one. I let that one slip my mind. Boop. You know how my memory is. In one ear, out the other, type of thing. Classic me. It's like, what? Oh, yeah, you wouldn't even just tell her right away? Like, that's like one of the worst things you could have happen to your sister. And you were just like chill and content letting him have his moment. It's like, he's having his moment. He's having his time. Let boys will be boys. Let him just live a little bit, Just let him just live on the edge for a sec. Let him bask in the illusion for a sec. It's like, why do you have any incentive to defend this guy or let him play out this like horrible behavior? I don't get that. But yeah, I could have predicted that this marriage was not going to work out. I don't really think it had very, too many legs there to stand on. But yeah, that's a tough one. That's come on, bro. That's unbelievable. Okay, next one comes from OK Manufacturer 5913.
New Vitamin Water Zero Sugar Pineapple Passion Fruit is packed with vitamins. Just like the amount of peas we packed in that sentence. It's packed like your tote bag. The one you stole from your ex. Or your overpriced half a studio apartment. Or extra rushed rush hour traffic. Packed like your calendar. Triple booked at 5, of course. Grab a vitamin water. Did we mention it's packed with vitamins?
So, you just started using LinkedIn Premium. Now what? Well, on your premium company page, you noticed around 7.5 times more page engagement and 5 times more page views. Well done. And now, new clients are messaging you. All because you're using LinkedIn Premium, which helps you get the business growth you want. Think big, small business. Think big. Start your free trial at linkedin.com/premium small business. That's linkedin.com/premium small business.
Had sex with a woman I just met that night in a hot tub at the hotel. Dude, screw you. This is why... See, this kind of makes me sick, actually. Excuse me. Good thing I have a Perrier here to wash it down. But this is why, dude. I'm like, that's the type of shit Vegas attracts. You think it's sick, but that's fucking disgusting, bro. You think it's the coolest thing ever? That's fucking nasty, bro. Your fucking jizz is floating around in the hot tub, bro. Bro, you should be in federal prison for that. Okay? You should, like, please, I hope none of my family members are listening to this podcast. This is brutal. Anyways, yeah, like, this is disgusting. This is the kind of shit Vegas, like, how can you, this is a classic Vegas story. How can you, like, be comfortable literally doing anything in Vegas? I feel like I'm going to sit down on a park bench and I'm going to sit in somebody's human shit. Okay, this is the type of shit that I'm, like, assuming is just happening in Vegas. Like, this is terrible. And you ruined it for everybody, bro. That's nasty. That's disgusting. I would never do that. Like, that sounds great. It's horrible, okay? Trying to engage in any intimate act while surrounded with water is, like, the absolute worst thing to do. It sucks. Like, it's never good. The movies in Hollywood make it seem like it's, this intimate, hot and sexy thing. It is horrible. Okay, there's a reason we evolved to not be fish, okay, or not be amphibious creatures anymore. There's a reason why Grandpa was came out of the primordial soup not a fish anymore, or not a aquatic being, because we're not made for that shit. Okay, there's a reason why we live on land. All right, there's a reason why we're bipedal. Bipedal is meant for walking, not living in frickin' water. Okay. This is just the worst. And then he gave her his phone number. Turns out she had just got married 2 weeks before, and her husband was now deployed in Afghanistan, bro. Not only did you cheat on your husband who's in Afghanistan, who's fighting a war in Afghanistan, but you also cheated on him with hot tub sex. The worst possible sex you could possibly cheat on him with. Okay, I seriously think you releasing a sex tape to the public would be way less worse than you having hot tub sex with some random guy you met in Las Vegas. That is come on, bro. There is no spectacle to that. That is just foul, okay? That is non-respectable in every sense of the meaning. Reply from user 1HEC. My girlfriend's husband fights for your freedom. He's like FaceTiming the husband while he's in Las Vegas. He's like FaceTiming the husband while he's in Afghanistan, and he's like, "So, how's it going?" It's like, "It's good. Are you taking care of her over there? I know you guys had a lot of fun in the hot tub in Vegas." It's like, "Yes, but remember that you can't come home, until you finished your time over there in Afghanistan. Remember, we need proof that you're doing something over there, so you gotta at least give us a leg. You gotta come home in a wheelchair, legless. We'll take an arm, but it's not ideal, okay? You don't get as much sympathy for an arm. A lot of arm accidents happen anyways. People could just assume you were working at a grain elevator or something, or working on a farm. Leg is a little bit harder to explain, so you're gonna have to take one here for the team, kiddo." It's like, "Yeah, you're right. Well, I hope that you're. Why is it always veterans, bro? There's this trend that I see on Instagram and like on social media, that veterans always get cheated on, or that military guys. What's the deal with this, bro? I don't understand. What's the Why is it military guys? Because they're just gone, so the girls are just looking for someone to hang out with while the guy's away and risking his life. I feel like that's not that's a pretty shitty, like that must attract the worst kind of human being as like a partner for that. Like the worst kind of person. It's like, "Yeah, my partner is almost got hit by an IED today. Almost got killed by an IED, so make it quick, okay? We can't last this too long. I'm a little sad today." Like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. Oh, man. Kind of. My carbonated water, my Perrier is a little flat. I should have drank the whole thing earlier. That's the one thing I will say is flat. I love carbonated water. Like, I love club soda, but God, is it terrible when it's flat. You'd think it tastes like water, but it's way worse. Next one comes from 530 Carpentry. Kid posts a news story. Kid from my high school class basically ruined his law school career because he beheaded an exotic bird in Las Vegas. Bro, I know they're saying like Vegas is a wild place where wild things happen, crazy stuff goes down. You took it a step nobody ever thought of, okay? You took it on a step no one asked for, okay? People understand, "Oh, gambled all this money, I spent my savings, whoa, oh my God, I can't believe he cheated on his girlfriend." It's like, dude, that's so crazy. I can't believe you did that when you were in Vegas. Dude, when I was in Vegas, I fucking killed a flamingo, bro. I fucking ripped its head off with my bare hands, and I was like fucking tearing at its like beheaded neck with my teeth. I'm like, ripping it up, like, there's like blood is everywhere. The body's like flailing around because of all the nerves and stuff, and the head is just like still, chirping. It was fucking crazy, bro. Whoa, dude. Yeah, that. Wow. that's interesting. I've never heard of that ever happening in Vegas. That doesn't seem like. That doesn't really seem like a Vegas coded activity. No, dude, everybody does it, bro. Everybody's fucking killed their first bird with their bare fucking hands in Las Vegas. Like, what? That's insane. What the fuck? Like, where did you even come up with that idea? It's like everyone's just like, dude, I dare you to go pants that guy. It's like, oh, dude, I'm so gonna do it. Oh, pantsed him. Oh, dude, that's crazy. Okay, now, dude, watch me, bro. I'm gonna go kill that fucking dog right there, bro. Like, what? Why? What are you doing, bro? This is insanity. This is crazy behavior. No one said that. No one was asking for you to go and do that. You just came up with that. There's no way that your friends were rallying for you to kill a live animal in the middle of Las Vegas. Like, there's no way. It's like, did I just hear somebody dare me to rip off a bird's head right now? That seems like, I feel like I heard somebody say that. To decapitate a bird? I feel like that, I heard somebody, did someone say that? Decapitating this bird? This parrot? Did anyone say it? I feel like I heard someone, this is maybe his background or, I don't know, but I guess I had to do it, have to do it now. It's Vegas, baby. Oh my God. I guess he's got a crazy things happening in Vegas. I have to do it now. It's like, bro, this is, no one said any of that. Reply from puzzle-headed Mix 4160. Was heavily intoxicated, so that's from the article, quote, well, that's a pretty crazy excuse. When I get drunk, I want to go on little adventures and hug people. It's never crossed my mind to behead a animal with my bare hands. Dude, that is wild, bro. Yeah, when I get drunk or a little tipsy, bro, like I get tired. I'm trying to go to sleep. Or maybe the opposite happens and I'm feeling really energized. Maybe I had a Red Bull. I want to go out dancing, right? Maybe get a little loose on the dance floor. Okay, the first thing I'm not really thinking about is committing an act of extreme, unnecessary violence against animals. That's generally not something that comes to my mind, at the forefront when I'm trying to think of, things to do while I'm drunk. That's so crazy. Next one comes from CPT Loken. Pre-COVID times, when professional conferences and conventions were a lot more vulgar, we'd have an industry conference annually in Vegas. The amount of people that lost their jobs, destroyed their marriages, or tanked the company's year was staggering. Like, you'd think it was once in a blue moon occurrence, but it was a guarantee each year that some high-drama antics would go down, at least a few times. I'm out of that rat race now, but I've since heard that they've moved to an annual conference in Reno, and it's very much the same. Bro, I don't think Reno, the choice of location is really good. I think you just cancel the event. Like, I really don't think this event is just, changing I think if this happened in Los Angeles, this shit's gonna happen the same way. This seems like a company culture type thing going on here. But, yeah, bro, this is, like, guys, I spent our entire quarterly earnings on Baccarat. All right, I spent every last penny that our division made this past year on I just betted on the banker, bro. I don't even know how Baccarat works. I really have no idea. But I just see Vegas Matt playing it and I'm like, this seems like the stupidest fucking game I've ever. It sounds interesting, Baccarat. Oh, it sounds like, like a interesting cool game. It's like, no, it's just another way to lose all of your money. It sounds like, what is that game called? What is that game called? I don't know. It's card game. I'm trying to think of card games, but I don't know shit about card games because I don't play card games. So I'm really disappointing my mother right now. She's listening to this. It's like, I can't remember what the name of the stupid card game is. But anyways, next one comes from Tit Wrench. Got dumped by a girl I thought was the one. In my despair, I hopped in a car and drove to Vegas. This sounds like the plot of Swingers. No plan, no room, very little money. Also sounds like the plot of Swingers. First night there, I met a girl in the same boat. She looked like Sarah Michelle Gellar. We spent 4 days wandering about and doing decadent and debaucherous things. That is a very interesting way to describe just the things you did in Vegas. Decadent? What was so decadent about what you... I feel like when I think of decadence, I think of like drinking tea with your pinky in the air. Like you're having tea biscuits and drinking in botanical gardens. Like, I feel like that doesn't, like, that's not a, that's not really a Vegas, you know, like, we're going crazy, we're going wild in Vegas, guys. We're going on a wine tour. We're taking a trip up to a vineyard. It's like, okay, that doesn't, all right, that's not exactly what I expected you to say, but, you know, I guess whatever you want to do in Vegas, I guess you can do it. Decadent and debaucherous. Like, decadence to me, it's like, yeah, we ate expensive cakes. We went on a cake tasting. It's like, okay, that's, yeah, that doesn't really sound like what you, I feel like you could do that anywhere. Like, I don't really think you needed to go to Vegas for that. Before we parted ways, we got matching tattoos. Nothing significant, just a silly little symbol. This was before social media, and she scribbled her name on a number and number on a piece of paper. I lost it. That was 26 years ago. I don't even remember her name, but we had a hell of a time, and I still have a silly little tattoo. Dang, bro. Bro's typing this from his freaking gaming chair, bro, covered in Dorito dust right now. That was the only chance he ever had at a girlfriend. He just writes this. He just uses this as an excuse to write this story on Reddit as many times as he can. Okay, I got. It's funny, but I gotta stop. I'm bullying people, but it's just funny the way that you talk about this. Like, this seems like a very high point in your life, doing decadent and debaucherous things. I've never heard anyone describe Vegas as a decadent place. Okay, that sounds like it's classy. All right, like this is some sort of place you go when you're trying to, enhance your lifestyle. Vegas is the exact opposite of that. It is just a succession of degeneracy. Okay, this is like, Vegas is quite possibly the worst place on planet Earth. Seriously. Let's read out one more here, folks. Now, last one comes from Cole83. Boys trip 10 years ago to Vegas. Got a 3 a.m. ass tattoo. Roughly half the size of one cheek, bro. I don't think that's what they mean when they say ass tattoo. You're going to get half of your entire cheek tattooed? And it's just like the Joker? Like, what the fuck? Why so smelly? Got a 3, yeah, so I didn't really remember it until the end of the day. I rolled over and I was like, Jesus, my ass hurts. Anyway, I've had to see it for the last 10 years and I will do it for the rest of my life. No real regrets. Makes me laugh. So many questions on what the tattoo is. So apologies I didn't put the original message. It's a rooster. Bro, why? Why are you trying to wake your ass up in the morning? Get your ass out. Get your ass up. You know? you just wake up in bed with your ass up and it's just like you just farting is you waking yourself up, like how a rooster does the cock-a-doodle-doo thing. I'm ending it on a really awesome note here, folks. You know, I know that I talk about how much I don't like bodily functions and how I don't like stuff, but I'm ending it on a fart joke, okay? That is how stupid this podcast has devolved into because we are talking about Las Vegas, the worst place on planet Earth. Thank you all, folks, for tuning into another episode of the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/AskReddit. I'm your host, Luke Deck. Now, remember, please listen, leave us a rating, listen to the podcast, do whatever else you want to do, respond to the Q&A, respond to the comments, and join our subreddit. I love each and every single one of you. Peace out, love you, goodbye.